Can the non-custodial parent consent to a tattoo for his or her minor child? The question I get is, my custodial parent won't consent to a tattoo. I'm a minor and my mom has full custody. She's thought about allowing a tattoo but has never gone through with it. My dad, however, would be for me getting a tattoo. Well, first, my personal opinion, then my professional opinion, if you don't mind. Personal opinion. Tattoos are a bad idea for many reasons for everyone, but basically they make people less attractive than they were without them. Even the beautifully executed tattoos, and there are some tattoos that I will fully acknowledge are aesthetically stunning, even they lose their appeal sooner than later and eventually make people look worse for them. They look self-indulgent, trendy, insecure, and trashy, and they come to regret their decision. Some people get tattooed without caring what others think or saying they don't care what others think about them, but even then a tattoo strikes me as an odd way to enjoy your time, money, and art, especially if you're tattooed where you can't see the tattoo. If you feel you must get a tattoo, less is more, and may I suggest a temporary tattoo as a sort of test drive. Some might say, but lots of people come up to me and say, I like your tattoo, as a form of proof that people like the look of tattoos, but that is misleading. The socially acceptable thing to say is something complimentary or to say nothing at all. For everyone who says, I like your tattoo, there are far more, out of courtesy, who won't tell you they find it ugly and off-putting. Don't tattoo a minor child. Let him or her make that decision when he or she's an adult and mature enough to be responsible for the consequences of his or her own choices. Professional opinion. Now, I'm basing my answer on the law where I practice family law, which is Utah. So be sure to consult the law as it applies in your particular jurisdiction so you know the answer for your jurisdiction. Utah has a statute on the subject of tattoos for minors, Utah Code Section 76-10-2201, entitled Unlawful Body Piercing and Tattooing of a Minor, Penalties. Subsection 3 provides, quote, a person is guilty of unlawful tattooing of a minor if the person performs or offers to perform a tattooing, A, upon a minor, B, without receiving the consent of the minor's parent or legal guardian, and C, for remuneration or in the course of a business or profession, close quote. A person who violates subsection 3 is guilty of a Class B misdemeanor, and the owner or operator of a business in which a violation of subsection 3 occurs is subject to a civil penalty of $1,000 for each violation. So, in Utah, it appears that if a parent does not have legal custody of a minor child, or has joint legal custody but doesn't get the consent of the other parent, asterisk here, and pays or doesn't pay to have his or her minor child tattooed by one who performs tattooing as a business or profession, well, then that parent has committed a crime. Even if it weren't a crime, if a parent who is the non-custodial legal parent or a parent who is a joint legal custodial parent were to get a child tattooed without the other parent's consent, it is likely that the court would punish that parent or at least look down on that parent. There are some situations in which the parents are awarded what is called joint legal custody, yet one of the parents has what is known as final decision-making authority. Here's the asterisk. What that means is that parents seemingly must make decisions for their children jointly and by agreement so that legal custody decisions are made by both parents, when in reality it means that if both parents don't agree, then the parent with the so-called final decision-making authority gets to decide the matter unilaterally, which means, after just a moment's reflection, that a so-called joint legal custody parent vested with final decision-making authority is not really a joint legal custodial parent at all, but a sole legal custodial parent.